Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Bon. I just wanted to update everyone. I got a new mic, so I apologize for the shoddy audio that I had previously had to record for this episode of Minecraft Escapism. But I hope you guys enjoy. Put my heart a little bit into this episode, and I look forward to making more with a better quality audio system. And I'm learning to mix a little bit, so hopefully that will be some better edits going forward. But yeah, thank you guys again for sticking with the series if you are interested. And yeah, I will see you guys next time when I have a little bit more of time to upload because I've been very busy, of course. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Looking forward to making more vids and projects in the midst coming soon. See you next time. Enjoy this episode. Bye. What's up, guys? It's your boy Bon, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Escapism. It has been quite a week. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm just getting some armor here real quick, but yeah, I really hope that everyone's been good and stuff. I've been working on some new uploads lately for a project that I recently joined called Waychoose War. It's from a creator that inspired me to actually start this channel. One of the creators, one of many. But there have been a lot of indie YouTubers that I've watched recently that have really inspired me to get started with this whole thing. And yeah, I decided that why not submit an entry and see where it goes. I love the fact that it's stylized as a creative project and not necessarily like an artist thing. Because, I mean, not necessarily every creative, sort of spark of ideation has to be like, specifically dealing with traditional or digital art. I mean, there's lots of ways that people can express themselves. I feel like that's what art is, just like kind of putting a very unique perspective on the canvas of stories that we use to describe our lives, I guess. I don't know, that's kind of like a really the simplest way that I feel like I can put it. But yeah, I mean, I've recently, I'm very happy that recently we've reached 10 subs. That's been amazing. I didn't think that I'd, really get so much this quickly, but I've shared this channel with a few friends and whatnot, and it's really great. Oh shoot, this is a dungeon. Okay, let me oh god. All right, you stay back. There you go. Let's take care of this and get some more ore. But like I was saying, yeah, thank you guys for watching if you are, and if you're interested. Out of all of the feed on your content, and out of everything you could have done in your day, you decided to pause and watch this videos. And if you are, I would like to say thank you very, very much. It really, really does mean a lot, the fact that people would actually watch my videos, because I was always talk about today in this episode about who I was really as a kid, and who I am basically as a person. I never get a chance to really express this too much, but I feel like this episode is a good time for me to just talk about it. So yeah, I mean, for those of you who maybe know me personally, or maybe know me online or whatever, who have just recently met me, I would like to delve into a little bit about who I am and what my personality is like, and just kind of yeah, just free talk, freelance a little bit. I mean, this channel is really just about kind of me not freelancing per se, because this isn't exactly like a job. This is more just like a, you could call it a hobby, you could call it a passion project, you could call it a creative pursuit. But I really think that it means much more for me to do something like this, with my time, because it literally is just me pouring out, my, instinctive creative soul into something that I really enjoy, and I'm really actually grateful for that. So today, anyways, we're gonna dig ourselves out of this little cave and build a little house, and while I'm doing that, I hope to dive into a little bit about who I am, what my like personality is like, where I sort of, not specific details about where I grew up, but obviously, but like basically, how I am as a person, and how that will, ooh, this is interesting music. How that will influence my videos and my actions and my stories in the coming future and around this time. So if you're listening and watching, again, thank you for tuning in and listening. I mean, this is really just a series where I just kind of talk about anything, like literally just me, myself, and I'm just like talking to anybody who enjoys the kind of podcast form of Minecraft content, because there have been a lot. I know, there are certain channels. I can only recommend other channels that I've seen, and I guess I will recommend it. I have two inspirations that made me wanted to start particularly the Minecraft series. One was his name was Introverted Madness. You can find him on YouTube, and another guy was Nico. He started creating Minecraft videos basically just about life lessons, and he built this whole kind of like channel literally just around talking about like stories that he that he went through, like about breaking up, about relationships, about how you should deal with like finding jobs, like growing up and all that stuff. And I really admire that, because it really does get deep and personal really, really fast. But people actually really gravitate towards that content, and I actually feel like that's actually not very surprising to me, at least nowadays, because of the way the world is kind of changing so fast. I think that people are more stuck behind screens than ever. At least younger people, like my age. Not that that's necessarily like a bad thing per se. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong per se with, having passions and hobbies online, and having friends to talk to online. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But I think there is something inherently missing from the lack of a natural social environment, where like a third place where people get together, after school, whatever, clubs, and just kind of like connect with each other on like any basic old things, like just simple conversations, just like, oh, talking about what shows you like what games you like to play, chatting in person about where you like to go to eat, or just simple stuff like that. I feel like we miss a lot of that nowadays as we got older, because obviously, I'm like almost 25. I have like my career shifting and all that sorts of thing, and things like that, where I'm like trying to put my life together and see where I'm gonna go. I want to see whether or not I'm gonna get a house, or whether or not I want to start a family, and all sorts of stuff like that are really big fundamental questions about what is life, and how do we want to spend it, how do we want to live it. And this series is just going to be basically going over this stuff about life, and particularly about my life, because I can only sort of see life through my perception on a daily basis. But I want to hear about you guys, and this is meant to be sort of a communicative outlet for people who, feel the same way. And obviously, I hope to dive into a lot of deep topics, but obviously, I don't want to make it like too interpersonal. But it is a channel that I decided to create for very personal, creative stuff. So I will talk about that, and I will talk about a few experiences I had growing up. And I'll start with the fact that I'm a person that knows a lot of people. Like, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked, but I have so much in my inventory. I gotta get out of this forest. I feel like I'm lost a little bit, metaphorically and in game right now. Just finding my way through this weird path, through this bamboo forest. Let's see here. And I apologize if my audio is very not great. I'm sorry if you hear background noise and keyboard clicks and all that. I will be getting a new mic very soon. But please bear with me, and I really appreciate it if you guys are still sticking with me all this time, because it's hard to not want to immediately get up and do something else nowadays when you feel like there's so many other things that are worth doing and that you want to like get done. You got chores, you gotta eat, you gotta like get your work done, you gotta like file taxes. I mean, there's all sorts of things as an adult that you have to do with your life, and it's like, god dang, it didn't feel this complicated even for most adults, I feel like. But as we get older, life just tends to feel that way, doesn't it? When I was a kid, I didn't realize that I was actually really artistic by nature. Like I realized that I was competitive. I was like somebody who really wanted to be acknowledged, somebody who really wanted to be, I joined my a high school robotics team at the time because I felt like that was something really important for me to put on my college resume, and also just like do it to, there was a more important reason behind it. Actually, it was to form bonds and connections with people, and I think that's what I've been seeking and lacking for the past couple years since the pandemic hit and everything. But I'm just walking around right now looking for a place to settle down, find a little house. This looks like a little bit more of a safari terrain, but ooh, there's some pumpkins here. Got a lot of junk on me, so I think I need to cook some food. Let's take a break here and just let's kill this zombie real quick with this axe. Oh god. Ow. Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, when I was a kid, I was actually really artistic, and I didn't even really know it. I just kind of, as a kid, I used to, I was like super into cartoons, and for some reason I always just focused, my mind would always like focused on cartoons. As I got older, I feel like I don't know, I kind of like gravitated towards talking about memes. I don't know why, but for some reason my mind just always thought about it. My mind always learned through imitation, which was a very weird thing, and I actually don't know why this happens. It was a very, very strange thing. Oh boy, this is a lot of stuff surrounding me. I'm gonna make sure to get this piece of steak when it's done. Here guys, just hold on 1 second. I'm gonna be back. I need to go get some water or something to make sure that I'm not killing myself with thirst here. So I'm gonna make a little dirt shack and just prevent myself from dying before I get this on. Some water and stuff. So bear with me, guys. I'll be right back. Jesus. thirsty here, but oh, what's up, guys? So yeah, this it's really kind of tiring to I feel like I've had so much to say, and I apologize if I stutter or get stuck in my pace, but yeah, what was I saying about my artistic past? So as I grew up, right, I was super into cartoons, and I didn't even realize it, but I was just like obsessed. I would hop on obsessions with stuff, like I did with most things, like as a kid. Like I would study obsessively back then when I wanted to achieve something, when I wanted to achieve a certain goal. But it was almost like I was living my life on a speed run, and I wasn't even realizing it. And it was at the time where I felt like other people didn't really realize that I was very artistic, except for only very few minorities of people who saw that, oh wow, this kid likes to this kid Sean, he likes to draw, and like it's really cool, like he's got like an artistic talent, behind him, and he just really kind of goes for it when he sees something. And for most stuff, like whether it was like studying like physics or chemistry or math, like I definitely took it pretty seriously, even if I was bad at it. But for other things that I just generally gravitated to, I didn't need to like think about it. It just kind of came to me that I wanted to do stuff. So when I was in 5th grade, I like drew index cards with like a village with Mario characters. Like Koopa Troopa and Goomba and Lakitu and frickin' all of the... I don't know why I said frickin', but it's almost like I'm trying to describe my 10-year-old self. Yeah, I would draw like Shy Guys and stuff, man, and I would name them like certain names. I remember as a kid, I might have had imaginary friends at one point. It was kind of weird, but those are things that to me like were all just kind of like, I didn't think of them as like that's like a quirk. Like not many kids really even remember that, or even recall that they could have acted like that. Because to my parents, that's not something that they could easily recall. So, oh, there's some rain here. It was very strange. So, yeah, basically when I was a kid, this kind of stuff there were only certain things that I took note of, and that other people didn't. That's a creeper. And it was really strange. Like I didn't think that was possible. I have a very, very keen memory of like very specific things, and I never really knew why, but that's your brain, I guess. I mean, there's so many weird things about your mind that can play tricks on you sometimes. But yeah, I've always been an artistic person, and with the sorry, to finish my story, with the index cards, I remember when I was a kid, I really didn't like school. At one point in 5th grade, middle school 5th grade was actually my worst year of school I think I had ever experienced. My teachers didn't like me. I got into fights with multiple kids, and I even like got suspended for cheating on a test. That was crazy. And amidst all of that, I had passions that weren't spoken to. I had a part of myself that was suppressed because I wanted to meet the expectations of others. And for a lot of my life, that has been something that I've wrestled with for as long as I've been conscious and awake in my own eyes. Living my truest self amidst the expectations of others. I remember hearing this quote from both the place that I worked and where I went to school. To be yourself in a world that's constantly trying to make you something else is life's greatest achievement. This is a quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson. He was a writer, and I think he was a poet, but he was an avid feminist, and we learned about him in 9th grade. And somehow that was one of the things I took away from my English class, out of everything I learned. That I took this quote away as something that resonated deep within my soul. And I felt as though constantly other people always wanted or always saw a version of me that I didn't see in myself. And I was constantly being expected to act as their version of how they saw me, as opposed to how I saw myself. I didn't know how to deal with people who always wanted me to say yes to them. I didn't really know how to negotiate. I didn't know how to tell them or communicate or even think about how to communicate when to speak for myself. And this is just one of the many stories that I'll probably tell in this series to emphasize how important it is to be able to say no when somebody is taking you for someone else. Treating you like you're worth their time and not worth your own time. Asking you to meet expectations for money, for their use, for their worth, instead of yours. That's always been something that I've struggled with. And to be honest, I really don't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. But I always knew that it was never what other people recommended or suggested. But we do live in a society. We do in fact live in a society, and that's no pun intended there, seriously, that we have to at some point reconcile with the fact that we all need to survive. It's just a matter of how we choose to do it and how we choose to live. There's sometimes limited options in a very constrictive and difficult life path ahead for us. But I think that the more that we keep true to who we are from the inside and communicate as much as possible, even if at the end of the day we don't aspire or achieve the ambitions that we have, like a quote from a character from a show I was obsessed with as a kid once said, if you had everything you wanted, then you'd have nothing to look forward to. And so, I hope to establish a little bit of a grounding here with this. Amidst all of this this philosophical nonsense, I'm gonna actually build a little house and just start putting it down. I have a lot of cobblestone. Maybe I'll start with the wood just to do it, but I have a lot of stuff here that I want to throw down as a base. Let's build it. Let's build it up here. I might need this wool. Actually, let me put this wool down right here. This can be like my makeshift bed or something. I'm gonna chop down some of these trees and take it out. But yeah, I mean, if you guys feel similar, like, let me know, because I know, or I feel as though I know, that I'm not the only one who feels this way. And it's not as if someone like me, or someone I know, or someone I've talked to, hasn't felt this way at least once in their lives. Like they're always trying to meet other people's expectations and not their own. That is something that I deeply struggled with, and still to this day struggle with, to some degree. Yeah, I mean, I didn't mean to get so deep so quickly, but this is just what I felt as a growing adolescent, and I hope it makes sense. I'm sure it's not a unique experience, but it is what it is, right? Life isn't perfect. We all make mistakes. We all come across a lot of difficult situations where we feel like we want to advocate for ourselves, but almost feel like when it's too difficult, when the person is unfair to you, when the opposing side feels like, oh, no, it's gonna be my way or the highway. So I'm gonna put down a little base here and see what this turns out to be. I haven't built a Minecraft house in a long time, but it feels good to finally get one down. I've missed this game a lot. Reminds me when I was really just alone by myself and was enjoying the game. And I still do, actually. This is a very relaxing and lovely little game. Still, it hasn't changed much. It is just as I remembered it, and I hope it will continue to be like this. Let's put down my crafting bench and furnace right over here in this little corner. I want to cook some sand. Get some windows going on. I want to just build like a very simple style Minecraft house. But yeah, hey, Minecraft Escapism, this was supposed to be kind of similar to Introverted Madness's Minecraft Therapy. And the content was more going to be like Nico's, where I just kind of talk about life. And I hope you guys enjoy that, really. Like, it would mean the world to me for you guys to be enjoying this as much as I do. So, yeah, let me know how you guys feel about this this journey. I'm gonna make a small little house here, just to end off the episode, hopefully. I don't mean to ramble too much, but I do want to get this down. Let me make a little chest as well. store my stuff in. I remember when there wasn't a shift click in this game and you just had to drag your items in. That was quite something. Got some torches in here. Let's put this up. So much that they added to this game, but I don't know. I feel like that's enough glass. I feel like I could make a little roof above me. The goal is really just to get a little bit of a small base going. Nothing too extravagant, but just a humble little base. Cobblestone right here. Feels nice sometimes to just kind of build in the quietness of your own little Minecraft home. And I do miss this. I do miss this game's sort of alpha-like feel to it. It is really something. But let me finish this off with an actual roof over my head and see where I go from here. I'll just make this a little simple square roofing. And hope that that can be enough for that. Let's see, let me get up here. And the rain is gone. What's cool with that? House doing something like this doesn't feel as simple as real life ever, obviously, but it's something I always thought of as a kid. Oh, like, wow, how cool it would be to like have my own house. This is really cool though. A little bit of a backyard, a little bit of a hill. Got some more glass here. Glad they added panes, because otherwise I'd be out of glass very quickly. And look at that, we've got our own little house already, a little tiny. It's this humble abode, nothing special. I wanted to add a little like little gate here actually, so let's do that. Got a bit of birch. Yeah, that's it. It's my little shack. Nothing too special, but there you go. I wanted to add another top to this and make some ladders, but probably make these all into sticks because I'm not a really big fan of the birch color. It's a little too light, in my opinion. Let's make it like right up here, I guess. Trapdoor as well. I used to love making houses this in this simple way. I can make more of these later on. It's really enjoyable actually. It's nice and simple. It's not something that requires such a difficult build or anything like that. let's surround this area with cobblestone. We can mod more later though. But this is a good start. Really, I hope. But yeah, that looks like all of the blocks. But yeah, this is the little boat. It's not much, but it is something. So thank you guys for listening and watching. Feel free to leave like, comments, and if you are still watching, I would really appreciate if you guys subscribed and left some comments and tell me your stories. Let me know how you guys feel about what it was like for you growing up and stuff like that. And yeah, it's been fun. I'll be posting this a little bit for Minecraft Monday, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.